and foremost, want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Makakodash. Want to give double honors unto our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, the men that we learned this truth from. I want to say peace, mercy, and blessings to all the hopeful elect. The true name of the Heavenly Father is Yahweh, which means He exists or He is to be. The true name of the Son is Yahweh Shai, which means He is the deliverer. We are the Hebrew Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, Latins, Hispanics. We're those people that make up the lost 12 tribes of Israel. The self-proclaimed white man, Caucasians, Europeans, they're actually the seed of Edom. Idumeans, according to the Holy Bible, all right? And according to Bible prophecy, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. All right, and Tawadi Habashim Yahushai for putting on our spirit to come out here and, go into these precepts, to usher in the downfall of this kingdom and the uplifting of our kingdom. Y'all think it? Okay. All right.
Matthew chapter 24. 24. Matthew chapter 24, verse 10. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many, because the iniquity shall abound, and the love of the many shall wax cold.
Yep. So as we get closer and closer to the end, you can expect betrayal. You can expect the love of many to wax cold. I did a post. This black woman, she put her babies in the oven.
Yeah, I've seen that. That's crazy.
So yeah, that's crazy. The only thing I could say was wow. So that's a perfect example of the love of many waxing cold, and also the persecution. The famine of the word, the coming against the prophets of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, the influx of false prophets. This is a bad movie. Like the apostle would say, this is a ever continuing movie. And the main characters are who? Jacob and Esau, so-called black man, Native American, Seminole Indian, Latin, Hispanic, and the white man. They're the seed of Esau.
Read it loud for the verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Right, endure means to what? To make hard. So you want to be able to take a beating. You want to be durable. You got to pray from that spirit. You got to pray for the spirit. You got to pray to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai for that spirit, man. Right? Because it also says, and I believe in the book of Timothy, to endure hardness as a good soldier. So part of the hardness that you must endure is what? The trials, tribulations that you're going to go through here in captivity. All right? Because we are yet this day in our captivity, catching hell, going through many trials and tribulations under the oppression of who? Esau, Edom, the self-proclaimed white man.
But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
But it's all about enduring unto the end. You're going to go through this thing. You're going to go through things in the truth, man. You're going to fall, right? You're going to get back up again. You're going to win battles. You're going to lose battles, right? But ultimately, you want to pray to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai to endure unto the end so that you can ultimately win the spiritual war, all right? Because we are undergoing spiritual warfare. We're constantly being attacked here, man. Okay, we're being attacked through our women, through our children, all right, through the school system, Esau's courtroom, his justice system. We're under constant oppression and constant attack from this damn devil,
13. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world.
Right, this gospel. When you go into the word gospel, it means good news. All right? And through the use of the internet or the unicorn, this word is reaching all four corners of the earth. To where you have Israelite camps popping up everywhere, man. There's brothers in Italy. There's brothers in the UK, across the pond, London, Germany, all over the world. There's men rising up, reading out the Bible, all right, giving you the understanding of the prophecies that are in the Bible, all right, measuring the time diligently to let you know what times that we're in, okay?
Verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken by the Daniel the prophet, and stand in the holy places, whoso readeth, let him understand.
Right, so Yahushua was talking about what? He was talking about 70 AD, when the Romans will come in, they will sack Jerusalem, they will lead a lot of our people captive back to Rome, all right, and utterly just try to destroy our nation, okay? You have something called the Ark of Titus, right? Because it was the Roman generals Titus and Vespasian that actually sacked Jerusalem. Okay, what did they do? They went in the temple and they took out the holy vessels. So if you look at the Ark of Titus, you'll see them holding the menorah, commemorating what? The downfall of Jerusalem. All right, even the saying "hip hip hooray," that goes back to the Latin, and it's pretty much saying, giving praise that Jerusalem has fallen, right? When you go to the book of Psalms, it says what? Raise it, even to the foundation thereof. So Esau has always been in that spirit of rejoicing over our downfall, you know? So I got a precept. This is the book of Job, chapter 20, and verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short? So when you go into that word triumph, when the Roman armies would conquer a territory, they would do what? They would have something, they would do pretty much a victory dance, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Or a victory cheer, and they would call that a triumph. So it actually goes back, you know, to how the Roman generals would rejoice over conquering new lands. They would triumph. You know, so that goes back to Esau Edom, right? Because there's a book by William Beeston called what? The Roman Empire of the Edomites. Okay, so when Esau got in his power in the Roman kingdom, him putting heavy taxation on us, all right, him ransacking our temple, that was actually payback for what? For what we did unto them. All right, taking the birthright, even going unto the time of David. Because David and his mighty men, they put hell on Esau, man. They set garrisons in their land, okay? So Esau got his payback as the Romans. Right now, we're in the modern day Roman Empire, right? Which is why Elon Musk is equating America and the parallels, the similarities thereof to ancient Rome, right? Job 20, verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. So that goes into Esau Edom. All right, he's the ultimate hypocrite, man. Okay, because what is he doing? He's setting up all sorts of snares and traps, okay, for the Israelites to fall into, but then and to accuse us to our power. But he's the one putting us in a situation to fall. At the same time, he in America, he claims to give you a license to sin. Okay? For example, it's okay to come over here and freak off. Okay?
Yeah. Book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that you be not troubled.
And that's what we're here. What did Donald Trump say? He said, you know that there are prophets that say the end of the world will happen in the Middle East. So that proves that they are watching us, man. Right? In the book of Isaiah, it says that they may go into the gates of the nobles. So this word is going out. They know about the prophets, from the apostles, elders on down. This is why Chat GPT breaks it all down. You know, the different camps, the different groups, and what they teach. And when you went to Great Millstone, it said they pushed the prophecy of the mark of the beast, which is what? That chip. You know?
Yeah, but you know, just like right now, Putin, right now, you see he's about to attack NATO, you know, so next. That's gonna be the next hit.
Well, they fired for the first time ever an intercontinental ballistic missile at Ukraine. You know, so that's like, so that tension for this third world war is heating up. Okay, it is heating up, but we're not there yet.
They say on holiday, they say probably on Thanksgiving, they say it might be attack on U.S. soil.
Which beautiful. You know, Lord willing, there is. You know, but in order for the third world war to fully commence, we're waiting for the prophecy of the mark of the beast, the Charagma. You know, but until then, just like the scripture says, there will be wars and rumors of wars, because it's a buildup. You know.
Glory God, that's we're trying to, you know, get a tense, you know, get a twist to it, story build up, you know what I'm saying? Climax of this right here, you know?
Yeah, like going back to the concept of a movie. Going into the word God, it goes back to theos, which goes into theater, right? You have something called what? Theater of war. You know, so the Most High is building up that plot between the bear, which is Gog and Magog, or Russia. Then you got the whore, which is the West, or America. Okay, then you have the other nations. So Russia's going to play a huge part in the downfall of this wicked kingdom. You know?
Matthew 24, Matthew chapter 24, verse 6, is going to get us his perfection. You know what I'm saying? So eventually, you know, roll into an actual, we here, we in World War III. Once that, you know, Revelation 13, 15, 16, you know, roll out, you know, then everything is going to get turned up. And I heard it said Nate, Bishop, you know, Bishop and the thing, he do teach the MOTB's secret.
Oh, okay. It's beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's the reason why the apostles always get on Nate. And I believe the apostles just made another video, message to all camps. Because we're out here to warn our people, to get the blood off our hands. So we're letting you know that the mark of the beast is not sin, it's not sleeping with white women, it's not embargo, it's not any of these silly things. Okay, it's actually a physical mark that's coming from a carnal man, which will usher in a new form of currency. What did Donald Trump just do? He just put Elon Musk in his cabinet.
And Dr. What's that guy's name?
Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz.
And you got JFK Jr., the head over the health administration. You know?
And he got some skinhead dude is like the what's his name? He's like what's that? It's another office in the government. That's some type of law dude. You know what I'm saying? But he's a skinhead dude.
Yeah, he's a racist, so-called.
Yeah.
But it didn't also.
This is the attorney or something like that.
Yeah, then also you had so-called more blacks, Israelites, that voted for this man. He didn't put none of the tribes in his cabinet. You know? So it says, I just wrote this down, you can Google it. It says US President-elect Donald Trump names Elon Musk to role aimed at creating a more efficient government. And what this government goes back to? It goes back to mind control. What are they going to use to govern the people? This RFID chip. You know? It says Elon Musk greatly benefits from Trump's presidency. Such businesses as artificial intelligence and cryptocurrencies. So that's going to work hand in hand with the CBDC, you know? So everything, we're at the end, man. We're at the end where everything is you can see how the picture is all going to come. Because you got to step back and look at the big picture. You know, you got understanding who the beast is, what's the mark that's coming from the beast, who's the bear, who's the Israelites, who's Esau, who's Jacob. You have to go into these things so you can really understand what's going on the earth down here. Right now, we're living in the blessing that Isaac bestowed upon Esau. You know, of Esau having what? The fatness of the earth and the dew of the heaven, him living by the sword, right? You got more than that?
Book of Matthew. Chapter 24, verse 6. And ye shall hear the wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass.
So it must come to pass, man. The fact that North Korea is sending hundreds of thousands of troops to Russia to help with the whole skirmish in Ukraine, that's part of it. That's part of the buildup. Okay, but what does it say in Ezekiel 38? That the Most High is going to put hooks in that jaw. I mean, he's going to put spiritual hooks in the jaws of Gog and Magog to get them what? To drag their ass to the valley of Armageddon for the third world's war, to be a guard unto these other nations, such as who? Persia, which nowadays called Iran. Okay, then you might as well throw China in there because they're buddy with Moab too. You know, and Ethiopia, Libya, various of those nations. You even have Turkey linking up with Russia. All right, you had Turkey, all the presidents now. You had prime ministers, if you will. Turkey, the prime minister of Turkey, Vladimir Putin, and the president of Iran linking up. That's Bible prophecy. You know. This is back in Job 20 and verse 5. It says, I'm going to start at 4 again. It says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short. So Esau's rulership is cut short. And he knows that. He knows he has a short time. Right? He don't have a lot of time to try to fulfill his new world order. So that means what? That means things are going to start moving faster. Which things are already moving fast, right? We're almost at the end of the year 2025. This year didn't flew by, you know? So with a new year is going to come a different spirit, a different vibration, and now it looks like they're going to put a new president in there. But when Trump does get in office, he's going to have to deal with a lot on his lap. Because before he gets in there, you got sleepy, creepy Joe Biden. He's making sure Trump is going to have to deal with things when he get in office, but that's being done purposely, you know, if he makes it there, because a lot can happen between now and January 20th inauguration.
I'm going to land back with the scripture you were saying about finding the wicked and short. This was the book of Job, chapter 14, verse 5. Seeing his days are determined.
Right, his days are determined, man. Go ahead.
The number of his month are with thee.
That goes back to what? Your days are numbered. You know, I used to hear that in the world. Before I knew it was actually a scripture in the Bible. Your days are numbered, but the Most High actually numbered Esau's days. So there's actually a second, a minute, you know, an hour where the Most High is going to destroy Esau. All right, his place is not going to be found anymore in heaven. He's going into his rulership. He's going to be put in captivity. You know.
And thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass.
So he can only do so much. You know, he can only go so far with his conquering. Just like Alexander the Great. When you go back to Alexander the Great during his reign, he could only conquer so much of the world before the Lord took him out. So that's going with Esau too. You know. This is Psalms 49 and verse 11. Psalms 49:11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Because Elon Musk, he just made a statement, right? He says, America is new Rome. America was founded to be the true successor of ancient Rome. And we have been saying this, talking about apostles and elders, they've been saying this for years, and that proves reincarnation, right? Because if this kingdom was reincarnated, that means the Romans had to be reincarnated. But then when you go into the history, you can break it down that the ancient Romans were Edomites, right? But then if you go a little deeper, you can also break it down that the Israelites took over the Roman Empire. They supplanted Esau, which that goes back to our forefather Jacob, Yaakov. So we supplanted Esau, and we became the Romans, right? And then you had the Israelites that actually ruled Rome for 1,000 years, starting with the 5 good emperors: Trajan, Hadrian, Antonius Pius, I believe, Marcus Aurelius. You can do your research on the 5 good emperors, but those were actually Israelites. All right, even I believe today the movie Gladiator 2 came out, and it got Denzel as one of the Roman Caesars. It was showing you that Jake actually took over Rome. Which goes into the prophecy of Esau coming out, but then as he was coming out, Jake was holding on his hill. So that's actually going to happen again.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 1. Woe be unto Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloth of satin and hair. Bewail your children. Be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. Because, I just see, Russia, China, Ukraine, the small-hatted, this are all the signs that America's on its way down. Civil war is at hand. Blue state is the red state. It's going to be uproar with the people. They just shot Jake, the police. You heard about the brother trying to break, somebody was breaking into his house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then they came in and shot the man in the face and shot him 5 more times, So it's gonna be a race for us soon. You know what I'm saying?
Well, down there in Ohio, you had I believe it was the neo-Nazis. But anyway, they were marching down the street screaming racial slurs. So that just proves what? You can never be one with Esau, man. All right, he kept his wrath forever, and his anger did tear perpetual. Meaning what? He's never going to be at peace with us, man. He's been at war with us forever. The Lord said about Amalek, I will have war with Amalek from generation to generation, because this man never let off the gas on us, Going back to the quote from Musk, he says, America's new Rome. America was founded to be the true successor of ancient Rome, but most don't know how deep the parallels run from its grid plans to its constitution, right? Going into even the infrastructure, the way these buildings are built, the court system, all of them laws are written in Latin, man. That's linking you back to the Roman Empire, the Roman numerals,
I gotta go back over that.
Okay, good.
2nd Ezra, chapter 11, verse 7.
Beautiful.
And I beheld, and lo, an eagle rose upon her talons, and spake to her feathers, saying, Watch not all at once and sleep. Everyone in his own place.
So when you go to 2nd Ezra 11, it's actually expounding on the four beasts that that Daniel was talking about. Because when you read the book of Daniel, chapter 7, it talks about four beasts. Okay, but when you go in deeper, you understand that these four beasts represents four great kingdoms or four great empires that rise upon the earth and rule and have dominion. So I got back you up real quick.
They already saying, Donald B. Trump, Agent Orange, look like Nero.
Yeah, modern day Nero.
I believe that too.
Which Nero was sick, man.
Yeah.
When you read about what Nero, what one of the things he did is I believe he killed one of his wives, right? But then he found a boy that reminded him of his wife. You know what he did to him?
Yep.
He castrated him and then he married him.
Yeah.
That's the shit that Esau's into. He's sexually immoral. He's a vessel unto dishonor.
Yeah, one of the brothers just put up a post on YouTube about a Edomite now he was fucking like 100 dogs to death, man.
This is Daniel 4 and 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the Holy One, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and giveth it to whomsoever he will and set it up over it the basis of men. So the Most High actually controls what nation, what man, what kingdom to set up in power down here, just like he set up Nebuchadnezzar over Babylon. He set up Darius out of Xerxes over the Medo-Persian Empire, Alexander the Great and his four generals over the Greek Empire, and the different Roman Caesars, starting with who? Augustus, Julius Caesar. With Caesar, that's actually his name, but they made his name into a title as what? Another word for a king or ruler. You got more than that.
No, hold on. Yeah, this came in. Here it goes. That's good. Here it is on Snyder Reports. It said World War III has begun.
Yep, that's the spirit. The scripture says in Revelation 11 and 14 that the third woe is going to come quickly. So call all y'all about that. Because one thing you have to understand is that the quicker this happens, the quicker Yahweh can send Yahweh Shai and we could go home. But also within that, the elect has to be sealed. Which is why we're out here too. Because it's not, the destruction is not going to get fully let loose until the elect is sealed, which they could already be sealed, which is why they're now declaring that, hey, World War III is starting. Everything's spiritual.
Plus, it's not. 16?
11.
Chapter 11.
You got 7, 7.
And I beheld, and lo, an eagle rose up upon her talons and spake to her feathers, saying, Watch not all at once.
Right, so the different feathers will go into the different, Caesars or rulers of the Roman Empire. Like Julius Caesar, Tiberius, Claudius. You can actually read about these Caesars in the book, in the Gospels of Mark, Luke, John, and also in the book of Acts. Because when you read, I believe it's in the book of Matthew, it talks about Lake Tiberias. It talks about the days of the tax, because the Romans brought us what? Unto tribute. Then they begin to heavily tax our people. Which is why you had the zealots rise up, to try to overthrow the Romans so they wouldn't be taxed anymore.
What's crazy about them? They was driving, killing each other, stabbing each other, poisoning each other to get in position of power. That's why each feather was like a length of how long they were ruling. You know what I'm saying? How many years? I think it was Romulus. He reigned the longest.
Julius Caesar.
Julius Caesar.
He reigned like 40 years.
Yeah.
He was the longest reigning Caesar. But then you also have something called the triumvirate which is the reigning of pretty much like imagine three rulers having a joint rulership. So that was Julius Caesar, um, 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 Marcus Crassus, and Pompey.
That was the Flavius dynasty, right?
No. That came later. That came around 70 AD.
70 AD.
So, but the beginning of it started with that triumphant. You know, you watch the show. My bad. You watch the show Spartacus. You know, Pompey had pretty much reigned over Egypt. Marcus Crassus had the money, but then it shows you how Julius Caesar, he was just a great warrior. You know, and that kind of kicked that Roman Empire off. You know,
because the Flavius dynasty, that's what it means, blonde. You know what I'm saying? That's how it's proved that they eat like. You know what I'm saying? Yep. And verse 8, and watch not all at once, sleep every one in his own place. Watch by course. Verse 9, but let the heads of the preserved for the last. Verse 10, and I beheld, and lo, the voice went not out of her head, but from the midst of her body.
Going into what? Esau's Senate. You know? And that proves what? America is the modern day Rome all over again, man. Because ancient Rome had a Senate house, which when you break down the word Senate, it means council of the elders. Okay? You have that today. You have, you know, council of the elders here, which is based off the ancient Roman Empire. During the ancient Roman Empire, you had the two parties, plebeians, patricians. Now you have the Democrats, Republicans. You know, so what Elon Musk was saying about America being Rome is actually true, and we can prove it. You know.
Verse 11, and I numbered her contrary feathers, and behold, there were 8 of them. Verse 12, and I looked, and behold, on the right side there arose a feather, one feather, and reigned over all the earth. Verse 13, and so it was that when it reigned, the end it came, and the place thereof appeared no more. So the next following stood up and reigned and had great time. And it happened and that when it reigned, the end of it came.
Right, so it's going into the different rules of the different Caesars. You know, which you can do your research at, look up the Caesars. You know. But which if we actually go into that history, man, we be on it forever. You know. But if you just Google the 12 different Caesars, I believe you have Julius Caesar, you had Claudius, right? You had Tiberius, you had Nero, Caligula, right?
I think you had who?
Augustus, yep. Which is the month August is named after that Caesar. Can you go to the part where I believe it's at the end, it talks about how this is the kingdom Daniel is following.
The prophet is
yeah. I'm going to read that while you find it. This is Daniel chapter 7 and verse 7. It says, after this I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth, and it brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it, and it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. So this fourth beast, it wasn't really expounded unto Daniel, but if you read 2nd Esdras 11, the Most High gave it, he expounded it unto Esdras. You know, it broke down the different Caesars, how the Most High would take down the Roman Empire. Okay, and the same thing is going to happen now, you know. Found it? Yeah. You keep going. This is First Maccabees chapter 8 and verse 1. It says, now Judas had heard the fame of the Romans, that they were mighty and valiant men, and such as would lovingly accept all that join themselves unto them, and make a league of enmity with all that came unto them. So when you go into the time of the Maccabees, what our people did, or what Judas did, he actually made a covenant with the Romans, right? So I'm gonna jump down to verse 11. It said, it was told to him, besides how they destroyed and brought under their dominion all other kingdoms and isles that at any time resisted them. But with their friends and such as relied upon them, they kept amity, and that they had conquered kingdoms, both far and nigh, insomuch as all that heard of their name was afraid of them. So that goes back into the fourth beast being dreadful and terrible. It became the greatest empire. You know, still today they talk about Rome as being the greatest empire ever. You know. Also that whom they would, they helped to a kingdom, those reign, and whom again they would, they displaced. Finally, that they were greatly exalted. Yet for all this, none of them wore a crown or was clothed in purple to be magnified thereby. So to understand what made this fourth beast so different, you gotta look at the history of the kingdoms before it, you know? When you look at the Babylonian Empire, the Greek Empire, and the Medo-Persian Empire, it was ran under a monarchy, right? Which is a system of government in which one person reigns, usually a king. You know, even the most, even at a time where the Israelites they cried to the Most High, they cried to Samuel to cry to the Most High for a king to be like the other nations. So the ancient empires were ran under a monarchy, all right, and this power, this authority was usually inherited. Because what happened during the time of David, who inherited his son Solomon. So the kingdom was passed down through lineage, all right. But what separated the Roman Empire from other kingdoms, they didn't deal like that. Hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. This is First Maccabees 8 and verse 15. It says, moreover, how they had made for themselves a senate house wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting always for the people, to the end that they might be well ordered, and that they committed their government to one man every year, who ruled over all their country, and that they were all obedient to that one, and that was neither envy nor emulation among them. So that's what made this fourth beast so different. The fact that they actually put one man in, and it wasn't through lineage. You know, you can vote in someone of a completely different seed line. You know, but even with that, they started to kill each other, take each other out, poison one another. You know, you have something called the year of the four emperors. You know, because these Roman Caesars, they were taking each other out. You know, you even had Jake got in power, they started doing that shit too.
That goes back on how Shaw said Matthew. That the two, the Saint cast out Satan, how can the nation stand? They were doing that before that prophecy even came out.
It's happening now too, because you're gonna have well, the Russians are Edomites.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna be used. That's Satan being used to cast out Satan. But even within this country, you're gonna have red state, blue state. You know, left liberals versus the Republicans. There's division. And now that Trump is in office, that racial hatred, that Edomite pride, he's being puffed up again. And he was going to come against his brother Jacob. You know. Back in First Maccabees 8 and verse 17, it says, in consideration of these things, Judas chose Eupromolus, the son of John, the son of Achos, and Jason, the son of Eleazar, and sent them to Rome to make a league of amity and confederacy with them. Just in case you got a question on how the hell did we get mixed up with the Romans, because the Maccabees sent some brothers out there to make a confederacy with the Romans. What they did, what Esau always would do, he break his peace treaties, right? Break his covenant. He made war as such was at peace with him. I'll read it real quick. This is Psalms 55 and verse 21. It says, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. If you go to 20, it says, he had put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. So the relations between us, it started peaceful, okay? But then also, when you go into that history, Rome really started with the Japhites, but then Esau began to get in the power seat and getting power in Rome. But that's where that tension came from too, because it goes back to Jacob and Esau,
I saw painting with Japhet sitting at the table with the Edomites. You know what I'm saying? Because at one point in time, the Japhetic people used the Edomites as mercenaries, if you would call it.
Okay.
Then eventually, at some point in time, they turned on. Look it up. It's called the Roman Lepers.
Yep, and so that's how Esau pretty much got in the power seat up there. Which he's called what? A culture boaster. So he's nothing new under the sun. He's been doing that for ages. He'll get in your kingdom, overthrow you, then take on your title, your customs. Esau is not that clever, man. We give this man much more credit, but he's actually stole everything from all the other nations.
So he's a real, what we call it, supplanter.
Yep. Which he learned that from Jacob. Which is now what he got his birth certificate, social security number. He's pissed off, and all this is an attempt to get back his birthright, which was always set up for him to be to sell it or to be supplanted out of it anyway, because it's Mosai's movie. So he's going hard to get that birthright back, but it's not going to work for him. That was it. You got that?
Yep. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 12, verse 11. The eagle whom thou sawest come up from the sea is the kingdom which was in the vision of thy brother Daniel.
Right. So when you go into the eagle, what is the symbol of ancient Rome? The eagle. Was also the symbol of America, the eagle. Even the Greek Empire, right? When you look at the symbol of the Greek Empire, it was always the eagle. Because what does Esau like to do? Build his nest, in the clefts of the rocks, amongst the stars, meaning as high as he can go.
He like to feel himself exalted. He like to exalt himself.
And the eagle, I believe, is one of the highest flying birds, a very prideful bird. So that's Esau. You can say it's a spirit animal, if you will. That embodies the spirit of Esau, that pride, which is why you have a space station, NASA, the satellites, and also there's different cameras everywhere. How he watches everything. He thinks he's God.
You know, like the eagle got that long beak, like animal like got that long ass nose.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Germany, they got an eagle too. That's how you know they all the same people. They got an eagle.
Yeah, Jacob, we never dealt with no damn. That's actually an unclean bird. When you go into our laws and customs. Go back, read that again.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 12, verse 11. The eagle whom thou sawest come up from the sea is thy kingdom, which was seen in the vision of thy brother Daniel.
So when it says the eagle that came up out the sea, meaning the great empire that will rise from the nations. In this case, it came out of started with the Japhites, but then Esau became the great Romans.
But it was not expounded unto him.
It wasn't expounded unto him, because when you read 2nd Ezra 11 and 12, it actually breaks down all the information. Daniel, he saw it, but he didn't get the full breakdown like he did with the Greeks, things in the other kingdoms.
And that's why I say that we prophesy in part. See through a glass, see through a glass dark. Some things you may explore, Yahweh may show you. Now, he may give you a clear vision, but he gave me an abstract vision. It was left to you to break it down. You know what I'm saying?
But at the end of the day, they're still saying the same thing. So
Yep.
that's the beautiful part, is that we can actually link up Daniel 7, 2nd Ezra 11, with America being modern day Rome, all the parallels,
And you got these known stuff saying that the Apocrypha is not canon. Like, what? Like, how you not get that?
There's so much good information in the Apocrypha that they had to take it out, which is taken out by the Bible destruction group,
Yeah.
So I'm going to read this again. This is Psalms 49 and verse 11. The inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. Right. So what is Elon Musk telling you? He's saying this is modern day Rome, but this time Rome will not fall. But that's bullshit. Revelation 18 says what? Babylon has fallen. It says they call their lands after their own names. When you actually go into Africa and how it was named, it goes back to that great war between who? The Scipios Africanus, Edomite Roman general, and Hannibal. All right, Hannibal Barca, who was an Israelite. Came from Carthage. Those are Israelites, but they're ruling in parts of northern Africa. And what happened? He conquered Hannibal, and he named that land Africa after his own name.
Sounds like the Second Punic War.
Yep. The same thing with Asia, Asiaticus. Same thing with America, Amerigo Vespucci. That goes back to the pride of this man. He actually thinks that he's going to continue to rule forever, which he's not, because the Most High did what? He raised up prophets in Babylon to tell you otherwise, which is why what? That persecution is going to come against us. They're going to try to hit brothers with sedition. That's what they hit Yahushua, Paul, Peter with.
We read on, okay? The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 12, verse 13. Behold, the days will come that there shall rise up a kingdom upon the earth, and it shall be feared above all kingdoms that were before it. Behold, in the same shall 12 kings shall reign, one after another.
You say 12?
12.
That goes into the 12 seasons.
And that same shall 12 kings reign.
That 12 goes into the 12 seasons, because after those 12 Caesars, what happened? The Israelites took it over. They called that time period the Dark Ages. Well, what happened is the Most High set a seal upon Esau. I'm gonna just read that. Hold that. This is Revelation chapter 20 and verse 1. It says Satan bound it for 1,000 years. It says, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. That angel is talking about Yahushua, who's actually, the top angel, firstborn, It says, and a great chain in his hand, that great chain representing Esau being bound or enslaved, or being put in a predicament to where he could never be on top. And this actually lasted for 1,000 years. Verse 2, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent which is going to the Esau and his kingdom, the Roman Empire. And notice it says the old serpent, because that goes back to who? The serpent in the garden. What did the Most High do? He put enmity between the woman's seed and his seed. So there was always going to be intense hatred between the seed of the righteous, the Israelites, and Esau, the serpent. You know, verse 20, it says, which is the devil, which that goes into deceiver, and Satan. When you go into the word Satan, it means adversary, because Esau is actually the adversary against the Most High, his saints, everything the Most High stands for. He hates, man. He's the adversary of all righteousness. You know, which is why America has ran the way it's ran. It's based upon the oppression of the Most High's people, the exploitation of the Most High's people, the lies of religion, brainwashing you. You know,
And it's backwards. This is a backwards place. That's what scripture say. He turned things backwards, upside down. You know, this is a backwards man. That's why our people they think backwards. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, they've been in America too long.
Yep.
Going back to the whole grape doctrine. You know, because when you think about marriages in the ancient world, women were married off young to an older, more established man that can take care of that woman. But if you tell that to an American, they'll bug out. You know? Meanwhile, in society, marriages don't last. Divorce rate is high as hell. You know, women get abortions and shit.
That just goes to show you that America wasn't meant to last. Everything here has got a time schedule on it. Either the shoes on your feet, the cars don't last. You could what? That's why you put warranties, like a year warranty, because they know by depends on how much you drive the car. Eventually, something's gonna break, the tires gonna run out. You know, when you go to China, a different country, I heard like the roads down there last forever. They build it to last forever. They don't do destruction. They got tires that don't pop and don't get flat. Come on, man.
It goes back to Esau being a base man. Because how you let the other nations surpass you?
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, this man, he let the other nations surpass him in his own country. You know, if you look at Elon Musk, I'll be watching his Twitter. He posted the statistics of the heathens that come over here, like the Vietnamese, the Koreans, the Indians. They come over here and they make at least $100,000 more than the average white American. So you know they're doing way better than Jake.
Yeah.
Jake barely make $30,000 a year, the average Israelite man. But then he'll still have about 5 or 6, 7 children. So it's all about depopulation against who? The Israelites, man. Because Ephraim is fruitful, man. Ephraim is going to have at least 3 children, maybe more.
That's why they read our history. They doing the same thing with the Egyptians. We had to deal with us wisely, figure out the way how to cut us off. You know what I'm saying? Cut our bloodlines off.
Which proves what? You know, which proves this is modern day Rome all over again, because the fact that we took over ancient Rome, that's why Trump don't have any Israelites in his cabinet. He's not letting, he can't let that happen again. So he learned from his past. You know, this is Book of Revelation 20 verse 2, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years, so that 1,000-year period, which it wasn't exactly 1,000 years, it was longer. Because after the 12 Caesars, Israelites reigned. But you can start it around the time of Constantine, about 325 AD to about 1325 AD, where the Khazars and different Edomites begin to get in power and get in positions of authority. And also with the bubonic plague,
that's what he saw, took us over. And that was supposed to the Most High, said the prophecy had to be fulfilled. But that's just like how when they were 70 AD, they were trying to get down the wall, and the Lord blew the wind to make the fire, burn down that wall.
Right, because the Most High wanted it to be destroyed. The Lord's will. And all the reason why the Most High sent the bubonic plague and Esau had the Renaissance, which means rebirth, because that deadly wound had to be healed. All right, so this whole empire of America and being Rome all over again, this proves what we've been saying. It proves prophecy, man. All right, America is that deadly wound being healed. Revelation 20 and verse 3, it says, and cast them into the bottomless pit, which goes into what? Which is talking about Europe, and shut them up and set a seal upon it. Yeah, during that time, Jake was ruling, running shit, man, and he thought he couldn't do nothing about it. All right, which actually, if you go to Job 30, he got chased in the cave. If you want to get that, because it's a reason why he's called Caucasian, which means what? Cave dweller. You know, and now he's becoming a byword. Because I heard people say Caucasity. Who that's talking about? He's talking about Esau, the Caucasian, which means cave dweller. You know, got it?
Yeah.
You
The
start,
book,
Mark.
yep. The book of Job, chapter 30, verse 1. But now they that are younger than I.
Going into Esau. And Isaiah says, children are their oppressors, and children rule over them. So they that are younger than I, dealing with the seed of Edom.
But now they that are younger than I have me in derision.
Meaning what? They have us mocking us, approach at the bottom, pretty much where their footstool.
Whose father I would have disdained to have set with my dogs.
Right, so that goes into what? Esau, a servant being on a horse or in a position of rulership, and the prince is walking, being in what? In the position of a servant.
Of my flock, yea, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me.
Right, so Esau is so sexually immoral, Job said he wouldn't let him around his sheep, running around his flock. Because what Esau do, he practiced bestiality. Which
Yeah,
right now he has brothels for what? So he can go and pop dogs, different animals.
It's like I told you, the old father snapshot it. Like the brother, like he just put it up there that the dude had, left the dog to death.
Yeah, that's what he does, man. Horses, pigs. I remember years back somebody posted a video. I don't know how it didn't get taken down, but it's Esau allowing the pig to pop him. But they'll flag our videos.
Whereunto might the strength of their hands profit me, and whom the old age was perished. Verse 3, for want and famine, they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness in former time, desolate and waste.
So they got the movie Battlefield Earth.
Battlefield Earth, and another one, that goes with this scripture right here. It's called Quest for Fire.
Quest for Fire. It shows you Esau in that caveman, that beast state grunting. There's a fucking Edomite at work, which he's a supervisor over me. When he walks, you ask him a question, he start grunting and shit.
Yo, it was some politician lady that they had posted up earlier. I seen it earlier. That was a Neanderthal woman, and it looked just like the lady. I forgot her name, but she's some type of politician. Like maybe she's from like Britain or somewhere and shit. It looked exactly like and the same that face, everything. Right here, I'm like, wow, that's crazy. That lets you know they the traumatized. You know? Let you know that's they that kid. You know what I'm saying? That's that people. You know what I'm saying? That's Esau. That's like they were saying like Latin, that's a cave dweller language.
Yep.
You look it up.
Yep. It sounds like it got so many S's, it almost sounds like a goddamn serpent.
Serpent, yep.
You know what I'm saying? Everything got a fucking S in it.
Yep.
You know?
That's this stuff, there you go. Yep.
Latin that's a demonic ass language.
Yeah.
When you watch a lot of these horror movies, they're throwing up curses and shit in Latin.
That's what I see. I'm like, the hell, they sound wicked. Back when I used to watch certain movies, I said, man, that language sound like it do sound wicked. You know what I'm saying? It sounds evil as hell. In famine, they were solitary, fleeing into the wilderness. Solitary, I mean, they stayed in the mountains, stay away from human, society, civilization. It's a book, and they were showing how they was, when it was the Moors and the Knights, how they was calling them the hairy people, you know what I'm saying? They were attacking the castle, they showed Jake was throwing like arrows at them to keep them from trying to rob and trying to attack the castle. You know what I'm saying? It was like a big, what you call it, It was one of the books. It was one of the iconoclastic books. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's all, I believe it's called, there's a book called The Russian Icon,
Yeah.
where it shows you various images of pictures of Israelites ruling, but then you see the so-called white people, or the man of sin, he had been in a position of a servant or attacker. With Jacob being power, whooping his ass, have him chained up, boarding him off, just like you said. You know, but he hit all those things, man.
Verse 4. Who cut up the mallows by the bushes and Jupiter roots, for they meet. They were driven forth from among men.
So that's the point of him being shut for 1,000 years. He got driven forth from among men. Keep going.
They cry after them, after a thief.
Right, because this he is a damn thief. And it says, Yahushua said in John, the thief coming not but for to steal, kill, and to destroy. You know?
And to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys and caves.
Right, to dwell in the clefts and the valleys of the caves. Going back to what? That's the spirit of Esau, man. He's a cave dweller. You can't help it. Yeah, even today, these are nothing but caves. You know? That's why they built the way that they built. You know?
Of the earth and rots. Among the bushes they bray under the needles.
Right, Obadiah said that. Don't I set that
That's above the stars. Yep.
that dwellers in the clefts of the rocks. He's talking about Esau.
That's how you know. I'm sorry, sorry. That's how you know Job ain't an Edomite.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
How he gonna prophesy about himself?
Right, he had tension.
Yeah.
He had tension with Esau.
Yep.
Going back to the Jacob and Esau. You know? Is that it? That was the point, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, this good. Hey, this is a good
Okay.
one.
Okay.
They were children of fools. Yea, children of basement.
Yeah, children of basement. Going back to Daniel, the Lord said, "What? I set up over it the bases of men." You know?
And basement means they like low. You know what I'm saying? Underground for real. You know. Plus they not human. The human means what? Human.
Man of color.
Color.
The Most High took that his pigmentation away, but then when that happened to Miriam, what did Moses? I believe it's Moses or Aaron. Might have been Aaron. Aaron said, "Lay not the sin upon us." The Most High put that mark of sin on him. That's the man of sin. You know. So it's actually a sin to look like a so-called white man.
Like it's dirty. You know what I'm saying? It's not clean. It's it's clean lepers, but it's not clean. It look like it. You know what I'm saying? Because what? How can that's why they have, they pill up when the sun, they gotta get sunblock and all that. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember we used to get the Jet magazine back in the days. I heard they was killing Jake to make suntan lotion.
Oh wow.
Getting it from their pigmentation to make suntan lotion.
They still do that today for the melanin. Melanin on the market sells more than an ounce of gold. That's how much melanin is worth, man.
Yeah.
Then you have something called the black market where they sell organs and stuff. So they do a lot of kidnapping and human trafficking on the Israelites, man, to get that melanin, to get our organs, to give it to the elites.
This book was like back in the 80s, like early, like 82, 83. They were saying that, they was coming black, Jake taking whatever to make something like whatever. You ever seen that movie that came off? It was a TV show that came off back in the 90s, like 93, 94. It was called Cosmic Slop. And look it up. And there was some aliens that came to Earth. They wanted the black people, you know what I'm saying? Because I guess their ozone layer was dying out. So they told Esau and them, like, give us y'all black people, we'll give y'all technology to upgrade y'all society.
Oh wow.
Because we need them for their melanin so we can survive, so we can help us, for the sun, kill us. You know what I'm saying? They round us all up. You know what I'm saying? Round us all up and sold us off to the aliens and he was beaming us up in the chariots.
Oh wow.
Look it up. You probably could watch it on YouTube called Cosmic Science. But it kind of gives you like in the same time it was like a prophecy saying, you know, we're gonna get beamed up, but then at the same time it was like to our detriment too. You know, we was getting sold off. You know what I'm saying? Traded off for technology for our melody, for the elements. You know what I'm saying?
That's great. This is back in Revelation 20 and verse 3. And cast him into the bottomless pit. So that's Caucasus Mountain up there in Europe. And shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more. So he wasn't able to go out and pass his wine about his religion, his military might, his FRN notes, all right, his homosexuality. Because this is what he's doing now. He's going out deceiving the nations, you know. That he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be for 1,000 years he wasn't allowed to deceive anybody. He wasn't allowed to reign or rule. That's that seal that got set upon him. He just had to sit down and watch Jake rule, you know. Which is why he makes movies like Vikings, The Last Kingdom, but he puts white people in it. But those are Israelites, and how he knows the history because he was around. But he just had to watch as a servant, as a slave, him getting his ass kicked, you know.
That's why he came with that fury, that wrath on us. He got back and he showed us no mercy. Top.
Because we took over Rome. You know. It says that he should deceive the nations no more till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. After that, he must be loosed a little season. So this is his little season he got right now. His rulership in America, going back to the blessing Isaac gave Esau, the fatness of the earth, the dew of the heaven, military might, you know, him getting the oil and all the natural resources of the earth, such as lithium, such as fracking the earth for oil, you know, his direct energy weapons, his space station, the space force, all of that, you know. We'll jump down to verse 7. It says, and when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison. So there's going to come a time where he's going to be set free. Okay? But during his freedom, what was he going to be doing? Putting hell upon the saints, persecuting our people, putting us in slavery, you know. It says, which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog. And nowadays we call that landmass Russia. But they called that back then. Now it's called Russia, you know. To gather them to battle, the number of whom is as the sand. And this is going to happen now. It's not going to happen when we're in the kingdom of heaven. Because as we kept going into, we're already in World War III, but it's going to get worse and worse. Because is World War III going to happen in Europe? It's going to happen in the Middle East, right? Which is why Trump is saying what? There are prophets that say the end will come in the Middle East, because that's where it's going to happen. You know? You got something?
Yeah.
Okay, I got something. This is Jeremiah chapter 28. Actually, let me go to.
I got some after you.
Okay. This is Jeremiah 29 and 15. Because you have said, the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, have raised us up prophets in Babylon. The modern day Babylon is talking about is the whore, the West, good old USA. The Most High raised up prophets. Prophet means to say before it happens, right? This is Jeremiah 28 and verse 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries. So you're even going back to the time of Noah, who prophesied against the whole world. All right? You had Enoch, okay? Enoch prophesied the second coming of Yahweh very in the beginning, right? You got Jonah prophesied against Nineveh. So all the prophets prophesied against great countries. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. So that's the same thing we're doing right now. We're letting you know that this place will end. It's going to end through war, through evil, and through pestilence, which is what's happening. You know, that third war is going to be a major part of it. You know. Found it?
Yeah. All right. Hold on. You get it.
All right.
All right. The book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Right, the America is no more the most glorious sought after kingdom, you know. Even though you still got Lazarus at the gate, which is why you have what? All these so-called illegal immigrants coming here, man. Because our people in the position of what? A beggar, you know. But then you got the rich man, the elites, Esau, and the other nations oppressing our people, exploiting our people. But it's going to come a time to where there's going to be a trading of places, which also says in Isaiah, they shall take them captives whose captives they were. You know? Keep going.
And no more be called tender and delicate. Take thy millstone and grind mill.
Right, you have China is far surpassing Babylon. All right, in technology, in all different areas. So it's no longer the greatest kingdom, right? It's a well-known fact that the weaponry of Russia is far superior to that than what America has. For example, America has a Moab, mother of all bombs, but then Russia has a Moab, a father of all bombs, man. So other nations are surpassing this place. You know, it's being exposed. They're looking at the way you've been treating your own citizens, if you will, people of the country. You know.
Go back to go back to the part where he said, sit down in the dust. You go to Genesis.
Oh yeah.
Genesis chapter 3, verse 14. And the Lord Yahweh said unto the serpent, because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle.
So when it says cursed above all cattle, the cattle going into the beasts are the different peoples or nations on the earth. Not actually talking about a snake and animals. You know, but Esau does have a snake-like nature. Because he's a cunning hunter. Snakes, if you look at a snake is a cunning hunter, man. You know?
This thou art cursed above all cattle.
Right, which is why he has the mark of sin or leprosy. Right?
Yep.
But
every beast of the field upon thy belly shall thou go, and dust shall thou eat all the days of thy life.
Meaning confusion. Which is why what? He's the king of Babylon, Babylon the Great. Meaning what? The place of great confusion. You know? To where this place, to where this country is affecting the other nations on the earth, countries, kingdoms, with its philosophies. For example, you have this 4B movement that came from South Korea. South Korea is an American ally. When you go into the 4B movement, it's feminist women who shave their head. They don't want to talk to men. They don't want to have any sex with men. They don't have any contact with men. And since Trump got in office, these American bimbos have been in that spirit. You know,
break down the dust. You go even deeper. Even like you ever been in the dust, like a sandstorm or dust storm, and there be so much dust you can't even see things. Can't see properly. You can't see certain things in front of you. You bumping into stuff. Your eyes, you all going in your eyes, and it's confusing you. You know what I'm saying? So that's like spiritual in a sense too. You know what I mean? You can't see. You can't see clearly. You know. You can't see clearly on what Esau, his sorcery on things. like we put in front of you. You don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? The foods you eat. You don't know what it's mixed with. You know what I'm saying? Even these women, you don't know if it's a man or a woman.
Going into what? This place being the mistress of witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
And then they also say what? It's selling nations through witchcraft. The nations is sold was the Israelites.
Right.
You
How
know?
become an Israelite woman? I want to be an Israelite woman. How did Christianity?
You already an Israelite.
How?
That's your nationality.
But I want to be, excuse my disrespect when I smoke, but I've always wanted to be the woman. Like the Israelite woman.
Yeah. But you already an Israelite.
Thank you.
You know, it's not a religion. It's a race. It's a nation of people.
Tribe,
Yeah, tribe. Yeah. You already Israelite. You know, do you see yourself on this earth?
I've been there, like a year ago.
Okay, so you know.
Yeah, I do.
What's your name?
Real trying to buy.
They're trying to bomb. Yeah. All right.
But I'm tired of going through Christianity as bullshit. Excuse my language.
Okay.
Excuse my language. I am a little under the influence too. But at one time, God stopped me. The most High stopped me and asked me. Because I'm tired of wearing weed. I'm tired of living in sin. I'm tired of doing what I'm doing. I'm tired. My kids in the system. I'm tired, brother. And I just want to lay out. I want to lay out.
You gotta call upon the Lord. You know, you know the name of the Lord? Do you know the name of the Lord? You gotta call upon the name of the Lord is Yahweh, which means he exists or he is to be. The name of his son is Yahweh Shai, right? Which means he delivers. So we're out here to tell our people that you are the Israelites, and the Most High came to save his people from their sins. So what we're here to tell you is that you need to repent of your sins before the evil days come, right? Because according to Bible prophecy, this place is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire. It's going to become the lake of fire. Okay, you're not going to die and go to hell. You're already in hell. You know? So we're telling our people to repent of your sins. You know, stop doing all the wickedness that you were doing. Because when you sin, the Most High turns his face from you. So you want to be close to the Most. You want to draw nigh to the Most High, so he draws nigh unto you. You know? You got something? Also, we're here to warn you about one of the major prophecies is the mark of the beast. There's going to come a time to where the economy is going to collapse, and the new form of currency for you to buy and sell will be a microchip that they want to put in your body. Your right hand or that's right, your right hand or really doesn't matter where you get it. You know, but if you get it, then you're going to be destroyed. You won't be forgiven. It's something that's unforgivable.
I just heard Target it's not going to accept no more cash.
No more, yeah, and a lot of places are not accepting $100 bills anymore. So pretty soon they're not going to accept cash at all. You know, how we pay for things now is what you could use your phone, tap to pay. You know, when you go to pay, they say insert your chip. So that's conditioning your mind to get ready for the new world order. You know. You want something?
Yeah. Like what she was going through like that, she said she's tired. But this read something that can give you some comfort. The book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 3. He healeth the brokenhearted and bind up their wounds. So the Most High, Yahweh Shai, you know, this word is going to heal you up and won't just going to close your wounds because you're going through something right now. This is Babylon the Great, man. This is how he saw run his kingdom. You know what I'm saying? He put you in these positions because you are the Most High, plus because of your sins against the Most High. You know, if you go to Deuteronomy 28, it breaks that down. You know, that you're going to be oppressed, stressed out. You're going to fear for your life. You're going to lose your kids. You're going to be in the system. You know, because of your sins, because you didn't want to obey the Most High law, you know, the statutes. You know, so things you got to do to come up out of that, you got to repent. You know, put down the cigarettes. You know, get your life right with the Most High, study, and learn the name, and come under the wing, of brothers so they can guide you. So, because this place about to go, you want to be delivered. You don't want to be here. So sis, you gotta repent. Go. You got internet?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to read this. This is Psalms 107 and verse 20. He sent his word and healed them and delivered them from their destruction. So that's twofold. Because when you go to the book of John, it says the word became flesh. That's actually going into Yahushua coming down to get on the cross to die for our sins. But also you reading the scriptures, getting into the word, because it also says that I come in the volume of the book. So you got to study. You know, it's called the Comforter. You know, when you start reading and studying, that's when the Most High sups with you, man, and he comforts you. But you being an Israelite woman, you're going to have to pray and study with your head covered. Because there's a certain order to how the Most High set things up on this earth. Right? He set the order for Yahweh, his son Yahushua, then the man, then the woman. Right? So in order for you to pray, you need to have your head covered. You know, there's certain different things you would have to do. You know, but also fasting too. Because certain demons will mess with you, but you can't get rid of them unless you fast. What fasting is abstaining from food and drink for 24 hours. And during that period, you want to be praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushua to deliver you. You know, to stop demons from messing, because we're in the spiritual warfare. You know? Read this again. This is Psalms 107 and 20. He sent his word. It's word there?
Yep.
He sent his word and healed them and delivered them from their destruction. So we out here to give our people the gospel, which is the good news. And through that, that's how you're going to be healed. You know? Yep. Pray to the name. Isaiah 47.
Book of Isaiah, chapter 47. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
Meaning what? America's going to be brought low, and it is being brought low. You know, even though they put Trump in office, like we were saying, a lot can happen between now and inauguration day. You know, there's already been a couple attempts on his life. They showed you in the Simpsons him in the casket, which you know those are Freemasons too. So they know the script. The world is the stage, you know.
O virgin, the daughter of Babylon, sit in the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans.
So that shows you right there, Esau is going to be taken out of power, you know.
He's going to be brought to a lower state. That's when Job, when the scripture said, where is he? I am to see him no more. Where is he? Like, what happened to him?
And also Isaiah says, is this the man?
Man.
So the other nations are going to see you too. They're going to be in the spirit. Is this the man that made the earth tremble? You know?
And for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind mill. Uncover thy locks. Make bare the legs. Uncover the thigh.
Going to Esau being exposed. And also this place being invaded, which is already invaded right now, you know. Those different illegals that came up here, a lot of them were what? Military-aged men. Okay? You have different parts of, I believe, Tennessee, where Trinidad and Ragua, what they say is Trinidad and Ragua, are doing what? They're setting up human trafficking, sex, brothels, things of that nature. But those could be those foreign troops. You know, which a lot of them are, because they don't never talk about what the Chinese men that came here, or the Persian or Iranian men that came here, Saudi Arabian people. They're here too, man. You know. That's it. I'm gonna get one more. We can close it.
Let me get Read Joel, real quick.
Yeah.
Land back, land back. The book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 25. I will restore to your years that the locust hath eaten, the cankerworm, the caterpillars, and the palmer worms. Nah, this not.
What are you looking for?
The one when you said that I should send caterpillars.
Okay.
I think it was in Psalms. He said I should sell caterpillars. The caterpillars goes into the strangers. When you read in NIV, it's talking about troops.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to look for that. I know it's in Psalms.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for.
Yep, here we go. This is no, matter of fact, it's not in Psalms, it's Jeremiah.
All right.
Jeremiah 51, verse 14. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 14. The outer one of hosts has sworn by himself. That means he said, word to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
that's how you can tell you, Jay, you know what I'm saying? Word to me.
Right,
I'm gonna get you, nigga. You know what I'm
right.
saying? The outer one of hosts has sworn by himself, saying, surely I will fill thee with men as with caterpillars.
Which that goes into troops. You know, going into the horror of being a virgin. A virgin is a what? An untouched woman. And there's America's always has different wars and interests in other lands, but never on U.S. soil. The closest it came was what? The attack on Pearl Harbor. But the attack is actually going to come to the streets of Babylon, man. Right?
And they shall lift up a shout against thee.
Going into that turmoil or that war cry. Going into what? The weaker nations, they're saying they're no longer weak anymore, they're actually strong. Which is why Joel, it says, let the weak say, I am strong. You know? And all these nations, they're beating their plowshares, you know what I'm saying?
Being ready. From the hook,
Meaning what? Their alliances are being formed, they're training, and they're putting all their money into nuclear weapons. You know? This is Lamentations 4:21 into here. It says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom. Right, so rejoice and be glad, Elon Musk, SpaceX, Donald Trump. He saw you finally got your new president in, make America great again. You know, rejoice and be glad. That dwelleth in the land of us, which is the capital of Edom. You know, now that's synonymous with what? America. The cup also shall pass through unto thee. That cup goes into what? Slavery, hell, death, the curses. Everything the rich man was crying about, man. What do you say? He say, send Lazarus to dip
Finger, let me get the text now. I want to get a drink. I get squeeze a little rag over his mouth like,
Meaning what? Meaning what? Tell Lazarus stop kicking me in the ass. Take so many curses off of me, man. You know what I'm saying? But we dealing with that right now. We're dealing with evil things, man.
That's why the Hawashai said that when you was in power, you didn't show mercy to your brother. Like,
Nope.
You know what I'm saying? You know?
It says, the cup also shall, and that's spiritual, the cup. When you ask him, Lazarus for the water, he gonna get a cup, all right. He gonna get a cup of it says in Revelation, give unto her double. The cup you gonna get, you ain't gonna like it.
Right.
You know? Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. Meaning what? You gonna be exposed. You know, you're gonna be brought low. You know? 22. The punishment of thy iniquity is accomplished. Right now we're under punishment. Because as it's written in Baruch, the Most High didn't sell us to the nations for our destruction. Because we moved the Most High to wrath, sacrificing unto other gods which we knew not. So because we did that, the Most High said, I'm going to let these same nations overcome you, put you in slavery, and they're going to rule over you for hundreds of years. You know? You're going to forget your nationality. You're going to lose your connection with me. You're going to be worshiping other gods. You're going to be groping as a blind, groping in noonday.
The women going to be whores. They're going to be cheating on you.
Yep, and that's a huge one. Now, wife shall be a harlot in the city. Because us worshiping another God is what? Spiritual adultery. You know?
Lord said, if I can't have my wife, you ain't gonna have me. Fair trade.
The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. So this is our last captivity. We're not gonna ever be taken out of power again. Because part of the new covenant is for us to be programmed to be righteous. So there's no way we're gonna worship other gods if the laws is already in us. We ain't gonna have to teach no other Israelite because they all gonna know. You know, all our people gonna all come back. You know,
So he's gonna take away that stone you heart, give us blessing.
even the wicked Israelite gonna come back in the kingdom. And he's gonna be righteous. It says in Isaiah that people shall all be righteous. You know, he will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins, and we know the sins of Babylon have reached unto heaven. You know, so hey. With that, we're going to close it. Give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Mekakadash. Shalom to all.